a little scared by our Yamajuta that will come.
Hare Krishna everyone. So as Ganeshan Krishna Guru said, this play is titled The Second Chance. We must all face death. But what happens at the time of death? Is it the same for everyone? Or does it depend on what you do in life? Many noteworthy people have spoken famous last words. Do they matter? Tonight, you will witness scenes enacted from the pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam that will illuminate the answers to some of these questions. We travel back in time to a city named Kanyakubja near present-day Kanpur, India. There lived a Brahmana named Ajamil. In his youth, his parents carefully trained him to rise early, take bath, study scripture, and worship the family Narayan Shila. He was pure in his habits and didn't drink wine or use intoxicants. He avoided eating meat and other untouchable things. Ajamil was mild, gentle, and truthful. He was free from false prestige and respectful to his teachers and elders. Once, while walking in town, he happened to witness an uncouth couple engaged in lewd activities in public. He was shocked by the sight, but also intrigued. The more he thought about what he had done, a powerful lust arose in his heart. Then, in spite of his training and his parents' pleading, Ajamil sought out a woman of ill repute. He eventually rejected his beautiful wife and married a prostitute instead. Under the sway of bad association, he gradually gave up all religious habits. He then maintained his wife and family by thievery and cheating for many, many years. Ajamil named his youngest son Narayan. He was very attached to Narayan, who was still a toddler on Ajamil's 88th birthday. He would frequently call his son's name in the course of each day.
Oh, Narayana. Yes, sit, Narayana. Oh, you're my favorite, you know that? You're so sweet. You're so sweet, Narayana. Stand up, let me sit. No, right here. Let me give you some sandals. Yes. Oh, Narayana. You're wonderful. Go see your mother now.
Although calling for his son, Ajamil was unknowingly repeatedly chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is so transcendently powerful that it was being counted and recorded. Always engaged in taking care of the child and calling his name Narayan, Ajamil didn't realize that his duration of life was coming to an end. When his time of death arrived, Ajamil began thinking exclusively of his son Narayan.
Challenging us. We work for Lord Yamaraj himself, the Lord of Death.
And our job is to take the subtle bodies of all sinful people to Yamaraj so he can punish them as he sees fit.
And this man, Ajamil, has spent years as a con man, a rogue, and a thief.
Now, get out of our way and let us do our work. Besides, your annoying effulgence is blinding us.
If you are really servants of Yamaraj, you should be aware of the religious principles.
And you must know who should and should not be punished. How shameful is it that one who is in charge of maintaining religion is about to punish such a sinful person?
In a helpless condition, he chanted.
The bottom line is Ajamil does not atone for his sins. He must be chastised.
He sins. You're trying to castigate a sinless person. Even though he was calling out for his son, he uttered the 4 syllables, Na, Ra, Ya, Na, and chanted the holy name of the Lord. And he has thus atoned for all of his sinful reactions.
And the scriptures declare that the chanting of the holy name of Lord Vishnu is the best atonement for a thief, a drunkard, a murderer of a woman, parents, or a brahmana, a murderer of cows, or any other type of sinful man.
Those who engage in pious activities such as fasting, giving and charity, Vedic study, and austerities do not become nearly as pure as a chanter of the holy name of Lord Vishnu.
That is because the chanting of the holy name is the only thing that can take out desires of sinful activities from our hearts. The other processes cannot.
And it does not make any difference that Ajamil was not aware of what he was doing. Isn't it true that the potency of a medicine works whether or not the person taking the medicine is aware of what he is taking?
So it is by chanting the holy name of the Lord. It works whether the person chanting knows it or not.
What you say is interesting, but very difficult for us to believe. That could apply to a rascal like Ajamil.
We'll stop for now, but we intend to consult with our master about this. Don't be surprised if you see this again.
of death to tell him what had happened and asked what went wrong.
This
Sir, we thought you were the sheep clerk in the works. So when we
Speak
went to
louder.
arrest the rascal Adamil, he uttered the name Narayan, and then immediately 3 shining figures appeared to stop us.
Who are they? And how dare they challenge your authority? Things will be chaos around here if there is more than one person in charge.
Yes, my servants. You are correct. In some ways. I will say this. You have accepted me as supreme. Although myself and the other demigods, such as Lord Brahma, Shiva, Indra, and Ganesh, stand below the supreme Lord Vishnu. The whole world is controlled by him, just as a bull is controlled by a rope in his nose. And just as the limbs of the body cannot see the eyes, the living entities cannot see the supreme personality of Godhead in the heart as the super soul. Real religion is following the orders of Lord Krishna. Or Vishnu. And those orders declare that if one chants the name of Hari and happens to die by falling from a house, catching a fever, being bitten by a serpent, or meeting death on the battlefield, or for any other reason for that matter, he is absolved from having to enter hellish life. Even if he has been sinful. Although Jamil chanted the name of his son, he chanted the name of Lord Narayan without defense. And anyone who chants the name of the Lord, even if it is mispronounced, done neglectfully, for musical entertainment, he is relieved from his sinful reactions. So what have you to say for yourselves now?
So where does that leave us?
Very good question, my servants. Where does that leave you now? Do not approach the devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You see, his devotees are always taking care of him, of them. And, in fact, those were his servants that came to save a Jamil from you. Now, from here on out, only bring me those rascals who do not chant the holy name, who do not perform devotional service to Lord Vishnu, and who are only interested in worldly enjoyment. Please bring me those rascals. In fact, I think I see some of them out there now.
Ajamil regained his health and changed his ways. He left home and traveled to holy places. Once there, he listened to the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, engaged in devotional service, gave in charity, and began regularly chanting the holy name of the Lord. When the time came again for Ajamil to give up his body, the Vishnudutas returned and escorted him back to Vaikuntha, the spiritual abode of Lord Narayan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed the importance of chanting the holy names of the Lord as the prime method for developing spiritual consciousness in this age. He personally revived and popularized Sankirtana, the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra throughout India. Lord Chaitanya emphasized that you and I can derive the topmost benefit simply by chanting the holy names without offense, like Ajamil did. And the method to quickly rid ourselves of offenses is to chant Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda's names. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Karer Dosha Nidhe Rajan, Ashtihi Eko Mahan Guna, Kirtanat Eva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangha Param Raje. O King, this age of Kali is an ocean of difficulties, but it has one wonderful quality. Simply by chanting about Lord Krishna, one becomes free from material bondage and attains the transcendental kingdom. Hari Bol. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So this is our whole cast and crew that was part in making this play. Thank you very much. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now we are going to stand. It will be the last kirtan and darshan for the evening. So we want to give our full attention. Many of you have been fasting, but this is where you can really experience a lot of joy and ecstasy. Really chanting and giving our hearts to Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Lord